Leny Yoro reportedly ready to reject Real Madrid in favour of Manchester United. Marseille have agreed a deal with Mason Greenwood. He has given it the all clear and he will be joining the club. Plus the latest on Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Victor Lindelof, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Casemiro. These are just some of the stories we will be discussing on this evening's live show. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this evening's show. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6 p.m. UK time. Only 50% of people who currently watch our videos are subscribed. So if you're one of those people who isn't subscribed, make sure you get involved. It's your best way to keep up to date with all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Right, so much to get into on the show tonight. I can see so many people in the chat saying, what's going on with Leny Yoro? Everyone's excited. The mood is up here at the moment, isn't it? We will talk about Leny Yoro in a minute, don't you worry. But what I want you to let me know is, if you had to pick between Leny Yoro and Matthijs de Ligt, you can only pick one. Who'd you go for? Let me know in the comment section. I will give you my answer in a couple of minutes' time. And I want to start the show off by talking about Scott McTominay. And this might please some of you, but it also might upset some of you. So I'm just going to say it. The headline this evening is that apparently Manchester United are set to extend the contract of Scott McTominay to keep him at Old Trafford. The story says that United have already rejected interest from Galatasaray and have also rejected Fulham, who are looking at Scott McTominay as a replacement for João Paulinho. How does everybody feel about this? Would you give Scott McTominay a new deal at Manchester United? Let me know. Should we do a poll on it? Let's do a quick little poll. Should McTominay get a new contract? So it's a simple question. Any of you who are watching this video back on repeat, you can let me know the answer in the comment section below. Should Manchester United give Scott McTominay a new contract? Let me know your thoughts. I say no. I think no. I think Manchester United should cash in on him. We can get £40 million, I reckon, for McTominay, especially from Fulham. Fulham just sold João Paulinho to Bayern Munich for 50 million. We should say to them, you're welcome to him, but we want 40 million. He's got 1 year left of his contract, 38 in, I think, 1 month from now. If you give him a new deal, he's going to be here until he's 31, 32, right? Is Scott McTominay good enough at the moment? Maybe to sit on the bench. But as a first-team player, I don't think Scott McTominay is, of the quality of what we require. But I'm always interested to see what other Manchester United fans have to say. So let me know how you feel about this story. Scott McTominay to Manchester United, new contract. Let me know your thoughts below. Somebody in the chat is saying, is this video live? Yes, we are live. Hello. Yeah, we're live. It's not a pre-recorded video. The one thing I will say about Scott McTominay, though, in his defence, is he works hard. He gives 150%. He doesn't complain. He doesn't moan. He's on low wages as well. I just don't think he's very good. Like, this isn't a toxic channel. I'm not going to sit here and scream and call him names and all the rest of it, but I don't think Scott McTominay is good enough for Manchester United. And I think that purely based on the fact that he's come through the youth academy and we could sell him for decent money, which would be then classed as 100% profit, I think you have to consider it. I really, really do. But I'm always interested to see what other United fans have to say. So let me know in the comment section, should Scott McTominay get a new deal at Manchester United? I say no, but you let me know what you think below. Okay, moving on from Scott McTominay, I want to talk a little bit about Mason Greenwood. It has been confirmed in the last 10 or so minutes by David Ornstein. We all like David Ornstein on this channel. Very reliable journalist, doesn't put out crap, doesn't put out clickbait. When David Ornstein tweets, you listen. And David Ornstein has said that he says Marseille have now reached an agreement with Mason Greenwood to sign his deal. He says the deal is worth £26.7 million and there is also a large sell-on clause, believed to be 50%. The headline is that Marseille and Greenwood is effectively a done deal. Greenwood has said yes. Man United agreed a fee last week. He will go for his medical and then he will become an official Marseille player. This has been widely reported. Fabrizio said the same thing. Obviously, David Ornstein. The two top journalists in world football have said it's a done deal. He said yes. I know some people are upset about this. Some people really, really want Mason Greenwood to stay. But for 30 million euros, I think we've done all right. I know it's not a hell of a lot of money, but that will be 100% profit. Obviously, Mason Greenwood's come through the youth academy. It will really, really help our financial fair play situation going forward, because everyone knows that everyone knows that the profit and sustainability rules are really, really difficult now. And 30 million euros is a solid amount of money as straight profit. So yeah, really, really happy about this deal. Mason Greenwood to join Marseille. I think it's good business for everyone. But again, you can let me know what you think in the comment section below. Yeah, we should get, the pictures of him wearing the shirt, all the rest of it in the next couple of days. But as it stands at the moment, Mason Greenwood to Marseille is a done deal. Completed. Obviously, he's got to go and do his medical. He's got to go and do all the marketing stuff. But yeah, he's not going to be a Manchester United player anymore. And for 30 million euros, I'm content. I'm happy. I have no issues with it whatsoever. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that. Now, this is probably going to shock some of you, but I'm going to read it out anyway. I think it's going to shock a lot of you, actually. The news that's just come in the last couple of minutes is that apparently the Nigerian national team are in talks with Steve McLaren to become their new manager. You're probably thinking this is April Fool's. It's not. It's July the 16th. This is a real story that is from a reputable source, that they are currently in negotiations with Steve McLaren. Steve McLaren is still at Manchester United. He is a first-team coach. He's still part of Erik ten Hag's team. I don't know what to say about this, to be honest. I don't know whether there's any Nigerians in the chat today, but I wasn't expecting to wake up this morning and see Steve McLaren being the number one manager to be linked to Nigeria. I'm honestly speechless. I don't know what to say. If there's some Nigerians in the chat, please let me know. David says, you sound like the guy from Diary of a CEO. Are you from the same area? I'm not sure where he's from. I don't know. I'll have a look. Maybe. Someone said that to me the other day as well, actually, that they feel like my videos are similar to the Diary of a CEO. I'll take that as a compliment. I think it's a great channel. Everyone in the chat's like, what the hell? Steve McLaren to Nigeria. Here we go. Fair play to him. I mean, that's a pretty sweet job, isn't it, for Steve McLaren? He's currently just putting the balls out for Erik ten Hag in training. Effectively, that's all he's doing, and he's now being linked to the Nigeria job to become their manager. Very strange. Very, very strange. Obviously, if there's any Nigerians in the chat, let me know how you feel about that. Obviously, I'm not Nigerian, so I can't really comment on it, but I'm speechless. We've got over 700 people watching the show live now. Welcome to everybody. If you could do me all a small little quick favour and smash a like, that would be very, very much appreciated. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on today's video. And if this is your first time watching, please do make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're getting very close to 30k. And I am going to be giving out 2 of the new Man United shirts when we hit 30k. So if this is your first time watching, please make sure to go and subscribe. And let's see how quickly we can get to 30,000 subscribers. We are getting closer and closer by the minute. Okay, let's move on from Steve McLaren, because I wasn't expecting to talk about Steve McLaren today, to be honest. That has caught me by surprise. And let's move on to Manuel Ugarte, because there has been there's been a new report on Manuel Ugarte. This is coming out from Jamie Jackson, who is a journalist I like. He reports for The Guardian, a couple of other places in the UK. And he is reporting that Erik ten Hag retains a strong interest in signing Manuel Ugarte this summer. However, the sale of Casemiro will be required to complete the deal. He does go on to say that apparently there is a possibility that we can get Manuel Ugarte on loan with an obligation to buy. Effectively, we don't have the money to be able to buy Manuel Ugarte for the price that PSG are asking for. They want 50 million, which is a lot, I think, for a player that effectively is surplus to requirements at PSG, right? And as a result of that, we're in a situation where we desperately need a central defensive midfielder, and we are now waiting for Casemiro to be sold. If Casemiro is sold, we can get the player. If he's not sold, then we can't get the player. And I said this to you earlier on the stream. I said, I think the most important thing this window is actually selling players, because selling players will allow us to then buy other players. I know that sounds really, really obvious. And I know people are really, really focused on bringing in new signings and when's the new signings going to be announced and all the rest of it. But until we get to a point where we've got rid of some of the, I hate this word, but I'm going to say it anyway, the deadwood, the players with 1 year left of their contract, the players who need to leave, until we get rid of those players, it's going to be a real struggle to bring in these big signings. A really, really big struggle. We know that we need a centre-back, right? We know that we need a centre-back. That's obvious because Varane's gone. Whereas at the moment, we still have Casemiro, who is a CDM. We still have him in that position, which I know people think Casemiro's past his best, and I agree. But we do still have Casemiro, and he is an available option there for us to utilise. So it'll be interesting to see how the story with Casemiro materialises. I do still think he will leave the club. There is more stories this evening saying that apparently the Saudi clubs are circling for Casemiro's signature. When are they going to put in this bid? That's what's annoying me. Like, why are the Saudi clubs not putting in a bid for Casemiro? They supposedly want him. They want to bring him to the Saudi league. They want to bring the Casemiro brand to Saudi Arabian football, but they're still not putting in any bids. And that's what I don't understand. Like, I feel like we've been talking about Casemiro to Saudi for like 6 months and still nothing's happened. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I hope that it does go through, because as much as I was excited when Casemiro signed, I do think he's past his best. And I think a club that finished 8th in the Premier League and were lucky to get into Europa League shouldn't be paying Casemiro 350k a week. I'm sorry. Like, that should not happen whatsoever. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Cesar says, Kieran, what do you think about Erik ten Hag's comments regarding the performance yesterday? Surely agreed, but I think those comments will come to haunt him 3 to 4 games into the season. Yeah, I mean, Erik ten Hag was not happy whatsoever. Not happy at all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any massive issue with Erik ten Hag's comments at all, really. I think it's good. Okay, let's move on to Leny Yoro. Let's talk about Leny Yoro. I can see some people absolutely losing it in the chat about this Leny Yoro story. So let's jump straight on into it. So I'll give you a bit of a rundown of where we're at with Leny Yoro. We've had multiple journalists. Fabrizio Romano's literally just retweeted this in the last couple of seconds. So Leny Yoro is happening at the moment. Stuff is happening behind the scenes. But the latest bit of news that's just come out in the last kind of 5 or so minutes is that apparently Leny Yoro is ready to... that they've used the word reject, and that's why I've put it in like little quote marks, because it says Leny Yoro doesn't want to join Real Madrid anymore. It says Leny Yoro has now become tired of the slowness of Madrid and is now listening to Manchester United only. And this has been reported by a very reliable journalist who reports for L'Equipe in France. Fabrizio Romano has just retweeted his post about Leny Yoro, saying that Manchester United, blah, 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 about the bid being accepted. So something is definitely happening behind the scenes here. Now, my take on this is Real Madrid are probably going to come in and put in the bid, realistically. Like, I don't want to get too excited, but I am excited. I am excited. I want Leny Yoro to join Manchester United. I was saying on Twitter earlier, like, so people just really, really want this Leny Yoro deal to come through, don't they? They really do. And I'm one of those people. I just feel like it would be such a statement signing. 18 years of age, touted as one of the best young centre-backs in the world. If we were to bring him in, that's our centre-back sorted for the next 4, 5, 6 years. I mean, he's inevitably going to join Real Madrid at some point. And I saw some people in the chat earlier saying, like, why do you want somebody who wants to play for Real Madrid? Like, blah, 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 blah. I mean, Garnacho said he wants to join Real Madrid. Does that not mean that do you not like Garnacho anymore? It's the same as anything, isn't it? Like, if you have a job, you probably still have a dream job that you aspire to have, right? That doesn't mean that you're not going to work hard at your current job, because you see it as a platform to get to where you want to eventually be. And it's been, widely reported for a very, very long time that Garnacho wants to join Real Madrid eventually, and that's his dream move. But that doesn't mean that we should suddenly stop liking Garnacho, does it? So I have no issue with the fact that Leny Yoro was prioritising Manchester United over us. Like, I have zero issues whatsoever. Can you really blame him? Real Madrid have just won the Ballon d'Or. They've just signed Kylian Mbappe. They've got probably the best squad in world football. They've just got a brand new stadium. They've got the most well-run owners. They've got probably one of the best managers in the world. Like, if I asked you, would you like to join Real Madrid or Man United, and you didn't support Man United, you're going to say Real Madrid without a shadow of a doubt. And you can say, oh no, I'd join Manchester. You wouldn't. Every single person in this chat, if you were a footballer and those two options were presented to you, you would 100% say I'd want to join Real Madrid. So I've got no issue with that whatsoever. Like, I like Leny Yoro, and I know for a fact if he comes to Manchester United, he will, do everything he can. And just to be very, very clear, right, I want to read out the quote because there's people saying he hasn't rejected it. The quote says, this is a direct quote from a senior journalist who writes for L'Equipe in France. Leny Yoro doesn't want to join Real Madrid. Yoro has now become tired of the slowness of Madrid, and now he is listening to Manchester United's offer only. As I said, if Real Madrid now come and put in the bid, he's going to go to Real Madrid. But as it stands, Real Madrid have offered 1/3 of the amount of money Manchester United have offered. Real Madrid haven't put in another bid. They've said, either you take this offer, Lille, or we'll sign him for nothing next summer. And that's why he's growing frustrated. Because Lille aren't going to accept 17 million when Manchester United are offering 42 million. And you can't blame him. He probably thought that when Man United submitted their bid and it was accepted, that Real Madrid would come in and match it. But they've effectively said, if we can't get you for 17 million, we'll go and buy somebody else. And that's what Real Madrid are like. And that's why they're the biggest club and the greatest club in the world at the moment, Don says, how many times have you seen Leny Yoro play? He needs to fill out a bit. I've probably seen Leny Yoro play about 10 times, to be honest with you. And I agree, he does need to fill out a bit. He is still quite skinny, but he's 18. You're buying somebody for the future. So, yeah. We've got over 800 people on the stream now, which is absolutely amazing. If everyone could do me a little favour and hit the like button, that would be very, very much appreciated. I've set a likes target of 1,000 for today's video. So if everybody who's watching right now likes the video, we will hit that target. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel as well. I think we're one away from 29,700 now. So let's make sure we hit that. And we are then very, very close to 30k, which is obviously the next milestone. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you genuinely really upset by the fact that Leny Yoro preferred a move to Real Madrid? Let me know. Because I'm not. I just think, like, take away your red-tinted glasses, take away your agenda towards Manchester United, and just analyse the situation as if you're Leny Yoro. Of course you would want to go to Real Madrid, but the fact of the matter that I keep trying to kind of, push over to you is that Real Madrid aren't an option for him because Lille aren't going to accept the bid. And Manchester United are pushing. But yeah, the story goes on to say that apparently Leny Yoro's agents are apparently directly negotiating with Manchester United right now. And they're in talks over wages, they're in talks over signing on bonuses and all the rest of it. That is literally going on right now. And that is because Leny Yoro has given the authority, the green light to his agents to negotiate with Manchester United. Again, let me emphasise, this could be an attempt to play Real Madrid's hand. It could be an attempt to get them to come and put in a bid. That is a very strong possibility here. I'm not naive. In an hour's time, we might get a status saying that Real Madrid have offered a bid and it's been accepted. That's effectively what Leny Yoro is probably doing. He's fishing. He's hoping that Real Madrid see all this news coming out and say, we're now going to sign you. Here's the money Lille want. Welcome to Real Madrid. But the narrative throughout this whole window has been that Real Madrid aren't going to pay the money. That's the situation. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. As I just said, Fabrizio Romano's just reposted his status about the situation where he just says the bid's been accepted. Lille are insisting that Man United sign him, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, we'll obviously keep you updated on the channel to see what happens here. But as it stands, at the point of recording this video, Leny Yoro to Manchester United looks very much on. 10 minutes from now, as I said, though, you could easily get a headline saying that Real Madrid have put in a bid. So we can't get too excited, although I am excited. Do you know what, right? The dream scenario would be if we sign Leny Yoro now for 42 million and then we sell Maguire and Lindelof and we bring in De Ligt. Imagine that. And that could happen. When David Ornstein said this morning that we'd only sign one of De Ligt or Leny Yoro, that's in the instance that we don't sell Maguire and Lindelof. If Maguire and Lindelof go, we will sign De Ligt. That's clear to see because we'll need another centre-back. But at the moment, by way of negotiations, Manchester United clearly want Leny Yoro. Florian Plettenberg came out a couple of hours ago saying that he'd been told that apparently Manchester United haven't even been in contact with Bayern Munich for over 72 hours. So all of these reports that De Ligt has already agreed to come and the deal is done and all the rest of it, they seem a little bit too ahead of it. Because Florian Plettenberg, Sky Sports Germany journalist, is very reliable around the Bundesliga. Maybe not around other leagues, but on the Bundesliga, he is very, very good. And he is claiming from his information, there has been zero contacts between Bayern and Manchester United for over 72 hours. I mean, 72 hours is probably like, what, last Friday? And all we're hearing is Leny Yoro, Leny Yoro, Leny Yoro. I reckon we're going to sign him. I've got a good feeling. Like all of these stories coming out in the last few minutes are saying that his agent's telling him to come to Manchester United. As I keep telling you, right, it's life-changing money that's being offered here. Huge signing on bonuses, huge agency fees, massive wages. Massive in the sense of what he's earning now. Leny Yoro's on about £5,000 a week at the moment. Man United will pay him 100 grand a week plus. Easy, maybe even more. That's 20 times what he's earning at the moment. That's his family sorted for the next probably 5 generations. His children, his grandchildren. And I keep saying this. Imagine if he stays at Lille, right? And in a month's time, he breaks his leg. Or he does his ACL. Or something terrible happens to him, right? Do you think Real Madrid will still sign him next year? I don't think they will. So he's taking a massive risk. He's got a team, Manchester United, on their knees begging him to come. Begging Lille to sell him to us. Giving Lille one of their biggest transfer fees ever. That's what's on offer here. A fan base who are literally begging him to come. Whereas at Real Madrid, they don't care. They're busy welcoming Kylian Mbappe. Like, Leny Yoro will just be a drop in the ocean at Real Madrid. Whereas at Manchester United, he will be a star. You know? Like, we're making out that Leny Yoro is the quality of Van Dijk or a Martinez. Like, this fan base has gone absolutely crazy for Leny Yoro, haven't we? We have. I think we can all agree on that. And that's good. Whereas, do you really think the Real Madrid fans are that excited about Leny Yoro? They're probably just talking about Kylian Mbappe. And I don't blame them. Imagine if Man United just signed Kylian Mbappe. Like, we would be going crazy. I remember the day we re-signed Ronaldo and, like, the internet broke, didn't it? So, no wonder Manchester United are kind of swaying him over. Yeah, it's crazy. But obviously, I'll keep you updated on the Leny Yoro situation as and when we get more news. But as it stands at the point of recording this video, I'm feeling very, very hopeful. I want you to, again, let me know if you had to pick one between Leny Yoro and De Ligt, who would you go for? I'll do a poll for those of you watching live. The results of the last poll, 74% of people watching the video today think we shouldn't give McTominay a new contract, and 26% of you think we should. And I'm going to do another poll, and the question's going to be simple again. It'll be, what would you rather? Whilst I'm setting this up, please make sure to like the video. We've got nearly 900 people watching now, so please go and do that quickly. So the question is this: what would you rather, Leny Yoro or De Ligt? If you're watching the video back on repeat, obviously you can't get involved in the poll because the poll is only on the live bit. But yeah, if you are watching back on repeat, let me know. De Ligt or Leny Yoro? I'm going Leny Yoro. I've only literally probably seen him play about 10 times, and some of those were like highlights. But it just excites me. An 18-year-old, touted to be the next best centre back in the world. Him working under Erik ten Hag alongside Mainu, Garnacho, Højlund, Ahmad. We've got some good young players. And De Ligt is obviously a really good player, don't get me wrong. But when you think about it, right? Massive wages, 200 grand a week. He's on about 350k a week at Bayern, De Ligt. Apparently he's going to take a huge pay cut to come. So huge wages. He's missed about 20 games a season, every season for the last 3 or 4 years. Didn't work out for him at Juventus. Now at Bayern Munich, he's been benched by Eric Dyer. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. I don't support or watch Bayern Munich, so I have no idea whether that's fair or not. But the fact of the matter is, Thomas Tuchel was picking Eric Dyer over De Ligt last season, for most of the season, from when he signed. And there isn't a massive demand for De Ligt at the moment, is there? There was a story that Liverpool were interested. That was quite quickly reported as fake. There was murmurs that PSG were interested, but nothing really materialised. Whereas we know for a fact that Real Madrid are desperate for Yoro. PSG are interested in Yoro. Liverpool want Yoro. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let's have a look. Let me just have a sip of my water, everyone. Anderson says, I'm concerned about how injury-prone De Ligt is. Yeah, I would agree. Somebody else says De Ligt is injury-prone. Yeah, it's weird because people seem to have just brushed aside this injury situation with De Ligt, People just seem to forget about it. But if you look at his stats over the last maybe couple of years, as I said, he's literally missed 20 games a season for the last however many years, right? Let me get his injury record up for you quickly on Matthijs De Ligt. So last season, 23-24, De Ligt missed 20 games. Season before that, 20 games. Season before that was even more, nearly 30 games. And then the season before that, he missed 10 games. So since 2019, 10 games in that season, 30 the next season, then 20, and then 20. That's crazy games, that is. Absolutely mad. And he's only 24. It's not like he's in his mid-30s and he's been missing 20 games a season since he was 19, 20. And it all seems to be kind of similar injuries. So, yeah, there is obviously a concern there. I don't know what Leny Yoro's injuries are like, to be fair. Let's have a look. I might look and his injury record might be even worse, but I don't think it is, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, Leny Yoro, in his whole career, has missed 1 game so far. Across all the seasons he's been a professional footballer. It was the same as Martinez, wasn't it? Before Martinez joined Manchester United, he'd missed 1 game in his whole career. Yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it, that the De Ligt to Manchester United has gone so quiet now. I know I keep talking about this journalist who came out yesterday saying that it was a done deal. People are always laughing at me in the comment section saying, you really, really don't like that journalist, do you? And the answer is no. I've been commenting on his stuff just mate, what's going on? Do you know what, right? The same journalist who put out the story yesterday saying that De Ligt is a done deal has just tweeted saying that Leny Yoro has thanked Dan Ashworth that he has told him that he chooses Real Madrid. I mean, what is this guy playing at? Literally over 24 hours ago, he posted done deal, Matthijs De Ligt has joined Manchester United and posted a picture of him in the United shirt. Nothing's happened. And now he's come out saying that Leny Yoro has personally thanked Dan Ashworth, but told him that he chooses Real Madrid. All you can do is laugh, can't you? Fair play to him. He's probably made a Twitter account, he's got the blue tick, and he's put out a fake story, and he's probably made loads of money off the adverts off the thing, hasn't he? So fair play, I guess. It's just funny, isn't it? Let's see what people are saying in the chat then, shall we? Let's have a little look what everyone is saying. Mila says, why even react to some scammers' accounts? The thing is, right, I only reacted to it yesterday because there was loads and loads of people like who were saying that it was done as well. Like there was loads of other Twitter accounts who were retweeting it saying, oh, this has got to be true and all the rest of it. And like there was, you know, people on Twitter saying like, this guy never gets stuff wrong. He's always right. I saw loads of people on there like fully buying into it. And now those same people are in his comments being like, mate, was this you yesterday? Like, were you the one who was saying this? You know, and obviously he's not writing anything. He's just gone completely silent. Like on this channel, it's a news channel, right? I don't claim to get my information from Leny Yoro. You know, I'm literally just finding information from you, from journalists that I think are reliable and bringing you the news and we discuss it. That's how the show works, you know? But like, yeah. Get some questions in the live chat as well, everyone, if you haven't already, and I'll read out some of your questions and that. Just seeing what else I have planned for today's show. I know everyone's very focused on Lenny Yoro, obviously, which is to be expected. But it's so hot in this room today. So hot. Okay, let's see what people are saying. People are saying, so is it a done deal? It's not a done deal yet, mate. It is not a done deal for Leny Yoro, but it is heating up, definitely. Let me simplify it before we move on to another section of the show. As it stands, at the point of recording this video, Manchester United are ahead of Real Madrid to sign Leny Yoro. But all it takes is Real Madrid to put in this bid, and they'll get him. It's as simple as that. Literally, in 5 minutes' time, we might get a story saying that Real Madrid have matched the bid and he's going there, and that'll be it. But at the moment, it doesn't look like Real Madrid are willing to do that. They're not willing to put in a new bid. They're not willing to pay more money. And that's the general gist of it. Mila says, what are our current options for backup defenders? We can't have Maguire and Evans as our subs. Well, I mean, ideally, as I said a couple of minutes ago, we sell Harry Maguire and we sell Lindelof. We let both of them go and we bring in De Ligt a bit further down the line. That's what we have to do. But, yeah, I mean, at the moment, our centre-back situation doesn't look very good. It's Martinez, who's obviously good, Maguire, who needs to go, Lindelof, who needs to go, Johnny Evans, who's all right as a 5th or 6th choice option, and that's it. Like, there's no one else. So, yeah, we are desperate at the moment. Karaz says Real Madrid have already said they won't match our bid. Yeah, I mean, that's why Leny Yoro's annoyed. Because, you know, Real Madrid can say how much we want you and say... Apparently they're calling him the Kylian Mbappe of centre-backs. That's what Real Madrid see him as. It's like, if you see him as the Kylian Mbappe of centre-backs, then why are you not willing to pay 42 million for him? Why are you offering 17 million? You clearly don't want him that much. Somebody in the chat saying, I want to see Jared Branthwaite at Manchester United. Mate, I don't think Branthwaite's going to happen now. Everton don't need to sell Branthwaite anymore. They don't. Tom says, you really believe the hype? Yoro needs to develop. Big chance he goes to Madrid after a year or two after joining United, and he actually wants to play for them. We keep circling back on this. Garnacho wants to join Real Madrid. Garnacho is desperate to join Real Madrid. He's desperate to follow in Cristiano Ronaldo's footsteps, his idol. Does that mean we don't support Garnacho anymore? If Leny Yoro comes to Manchester United and has 3 world-class seasons and wins us a Premier League and then decides he wants to go to Real Madrid, I honestly couldn't care less. I'll be sad, but I would understand. And we know at the point of buying him that there is always the risk that if Real Madrid come knocking in the future and offer a big amount of money, we'll sell him for profit. Like, I don't see the issue in that. Whereas signing De Ligt, no, Real Madrid aren't going to come knocking for De Ligt. He only wants us because no one else wants him, you know? And like, people are obsessed about this whole thing of like, oh, I only want players who want to play for us. If De Ligt had the choice of Real Madrid and Manchester United, he's going to Real Madrid without a shadow of a doubt, you know? So it's all good and well us thinking that De Ligt loves Manchester United and he's going to die for the badge and all the rest of it. But that's only because there isn't any other options other than sitting on the bench and Eric Dyer starting ahead of him. Like, that's the reality. I'm sure he is excited about the project, obviously working with Erik ten Hag, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rene Haak. Like, I'm sure it does sound great to him. But if he was starting every week for Bayern Munich, he wouldn't leave, I'm sure of it. Why would he? Why would he leave a team in the Champions League to go and join a team who finished 8th last season? Like, he wouldn't. And I'm not trying to slag him off. It's just the reality of the situation. And I'm trying to make a point here that this whole obsession with, I only want to sign players who want to join Manchester United. I get it. You want people who are going to play for the badge. But if Leny Yoro comes to Manchester United and doesn't play for the badge and is rubbish, he's never going to move to Real Madrid, is he? So he still has something to prove. Let me have a little sip of my water. Oh, but yeah. Let me know. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you think I'm being harsh. But I just think people are so obsessed about this. Like, I only want people who want Manchester United. Why would Leny Yoro tell his agents to negotiate with Man United if he didn't want to go there? I think, yeah, I don't know. Graham says, like a previous comment, I remember when De Ligt turned down Manchester United and went to Bayern. He couldn't have been that interested in us then. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There you go. I forgot about that. So for anybody saying like, oh, I want De Ligt because he wants Man United, as Graham's just told me in the chat, Manchester United were trying to sign De Ligt before he went to Bayern and he chose to go to Bayern. So he clearly doesn't want to come to Manchester United that much, does he? Because he chose Bayern over us. And now that he's been benched for Eric Dyer, he sat there desperate saying, oh, I want to come. I really want to come and play for you. Please, please. I mean, I would be the same. Imagine if you've just been benched by Eric Dyer. I'm sorry, but Eric Dyer is one of the most bang average centre-backs I've ever seen in the Premier League. He is rubbish. I'm sorry. He is. Like, and I'm not even trying to be toxic or mean here, but Eric Dyer. I remember when the Tottenham fans heard that Eric Dyer was moving to Bayern, they were all like, what the hell is going on? How? And again, I don't watch the Bundesliga. I don't know how well he's been doing for Bayern Munich. Maybe he's been amazing. But what I've seen of Eric Dyer in the Premier League is he is average. And that's probably being kind. Chuck says, how can we get rid of Maguire and Lindelof when De Ligt and Martinez are both injury prone? Well, we would sign another centre-back then, wouldn't we? The ideal situation is this, right? We have Martinez. He is the left-sided centre-back. He's undroppable, okay? You bring in Leny Yoro as well. So you have Leny Yoro and Martinez as your first choice options. You then sell Maguire and Lindelof, and with that money, you bring in De Ligt. You've got Johnny Evans, and then you've also got Luke Shaw who can cover at centre-back as well. So your options would be Martinez, Yoro, De Ligt, Johnny Evans, and Luke Shaw. You'd have 5 centre-backs effectively. And you can always bring someone through from the youth academy as well to make it 6. Maybe Will Fish as an option. That's realistically the situation. So, yeah. We'll obviously wait and see how it materialises. I am expecting this story to pick up in the next couple of hours. Obviously, as I said, Fabrizio Romano just retweeted his thing about Leny Yoro. So, yeah, The Guardian have just put out an article saying that Manchester United have agreed a deal with Leny Yoro. Like, there is news coming out thick and fast on this. But I'm going to wrap the video up here. I've just spent the last 10 minutes slagging off Eric Dyer, so I'm conscious that I don't want to stay on here rambling too much. But thank you for everyone who's joined me on the show this evening. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Please make sure to smash a like on the video before you go. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're very, very close to 30k now. Literally like 200 away. And yeah, let's try and hit that. Make sure you subscribe before you go. I will be back live at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. If anything breaks between then and now, I will go live. So make sure you subscribe. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye for now. This has been Daily Red Devil, and I'll speak to you all in a few hours' time. Bye for now.